Hello everyone, Paul Bosovic here, founder and CEO of 27North. And today I have the tremendous honor of giving you a full video walkthrough of the all-new TR27. What's unique about this particular TR27 Expedition truck is that it's the Ascender edition. It's literally the Ascender, but built on the TR27 body for a unique customer that is going to travel full time on it. That's what's so awesome about these trucks that we build here, along with our adventure vans, is they're designed for practical real life use. What else is really nice about the TR27, just big picture key point, it's 1 car weight lighter than our nearest competitor. That's over 4,000 pounds lighter than what traditional expedition trucks were built. And that's our philosophy here. That's what we engineered these trucks for, keeping safety in mind, longevity, and so many other cool things that we're gonna hit as we dive deep into this tour. And so, starting with the exterior. On the exterior, you'll notice that we went with the Ram 5500 chassis, fully loaded. What I mean by fully loaded, it's got the adaptive cruise control, lane assist, blind spot sensors, 360 cameras, heated and cooled seats, power seats, leather interior, big LED screen, and so much more. I'll walk you through all those options when we go inside. On the exterior, we do an adventure skin. The adventure skin is a proprietary coating on the exterior of the trucks. We paint your A, B, C pillars, your rocker moldings, the door jambs, your fender flares, and essentially every other area, including the underliner, to protect your investment as you're traveling. The salts are really hard on the trucks, like salts during the winter when they're put on the road. Rain, you got mud, gravel, rocks, hail, branches. The beautiful part of the adventure skin is that it can handle all of those things. Let's dive deeper into the front end. The front end is really unique because we partnered up with Buck Stops. They make a proprietary front end bumper and wheel here in the United States. So all the exterior components are manufactured here in the US. You'll notice on the front bumper we have the Warren winch. It's the 18.5 winch with a synthetic cable. So if you're ever in a sticky situation where you're stuck or you need to pull someone else out or there's a branch in your way, you can do that. A unique thing about these, I would say really unique and heavy duty accessories is whenever you pick up your adventure truck or adventure van here at 27North, we have an off-road course where we can actually take you on the off-road course and do real world testing where you can spend about 4 hours with one of our certified technicians doing real world testing to where you can get to know your truck, how to get out of a mud pit, how to get out of sand, how to get out of like if you're stuck on a rock or a branch, a rut, and all those other cool things that you might or most likely will come across when you're off-roading. We also offer a front door delivery service worldwide. Well, maybe excluding 3 or 4 countries, but we can deliver this red carpet anywhere in the world to your front door where a certified technician can train you on site the ins and outs of your new adventure van or expedition truck. We partnered up with Rigid for all the exterior lights. We also offer 2 other brands, Rough Country and Baja. So if you wanted to upgrade or downgrade your lighting depending on what your off-road uses are, on this particular one, we did Rigid. The cool thing with the Rigid lights is not only you get the bar light here, the ditch lights above the hood, and the fog lights that are wired to your OEM lights, is these lights are powerful. So if you go on Rigids, you also see where they drop like an LED ball on the lights and they don't break. That is how rugged these lights are. So all those bugs and rocks that you catch on the road, you don't have to worry about them getting damaged. This front bar here is an upgrade option. The stock option comes without it. So if you're wanting more of a clean, simple look, you can go without this bar light. If you want more aggressive look with additional LED lighting, you can go with the bull bar here on top. You'll notice on the bottom, we do have a skid plate. You can also add additional plates. So if you want to put another case cover on your rear def, you can do that. We can add additional covers on your fuel tanks and anything else underneath that you feel like might be exposed. That's the unique thing about these expedition trucks and working directly with us, they manufacture, is you can custom and spec them out with so many different ways. I'll show you in a moment our design room. There's literally thousands of accessories, features, colors, and materials you can pick from. You can also visit a user experience center near you to where you can go into an actual showroom and spec one of these out. You can go to our website, the27north.com. You go to our user experience center, and we have over 150 locations around the world where you can go in and spec one out. That's also really handy on the service side. Let's say you're in South Africa, Germany, traveling across Canada, or even in Mexico. You can stop by and get service anywhere in the world. I was really saddened recently when I learned that an average motorhome user spends 3 to 4 months per year in service warranty, where they have to deal with the dealer and the manufacturer arguing amongst themselves whose fault it is and so forth. We take pride here at 27 North to where our customers spend less than 3 days per year in service, and most times it's routine maintenance. I remember recently a particular story of a customer who was traveling the Pan American Highway, and she was in Mexico, and she was having some issues with her fresh water gauge. And we use a marine style fresh water gauge to where it's literally 5 Phillip head screws. You remove the sensor, you unplug it, plug a new one, plug it in, and we're able to service her completely off grid by shipping the part to a local service center. That's the beauty and the ease of mind that you get to be able to go and comfortably travel and explore the unexplored. As we work around here, you'll see all of our Expedition trucks come fully loaded with the LED headlights. These lights come on, they have a really clean look. So if you're running on daylights, just running daylights, or at night with the high beams and all these lights coming on, the road is lit up for you to where you can safely travel. The ditch lights are adjustable, so I recommend if you're going in some aggressive off-roading to actually adjust them to the trail that you're traveling on. You'll notice for the wheels, we did the buck stop wheels. They come in black or bronze. For tires, you can do these really aggressive Continental tires, or we do offer Goodyear. Not a big fan. I love Goodyear. I got to be careful there. I love Goodyear, but not a fan of the big Goodyear tires. They don't have as high safety ratings. So we do Continentals, or we can also offer you a Goodyear and a couple other cool brands depending on the road that you travel on. For the suspension, we did a full liquid spring suspension rebuild. So what we did with the suspension that's really unique to 27 North Expedition vehicles, it's that it's actually a sealed hydraulic system. So you don't have air hoses, you don't have a air pump, and you don't have the airbags with all those maintenance components. Here it's a sealed system that auto adjusts as you travel. So if you're gonna hit a pothole or in a construction zone or gonna go completely off grid, and you'll see some of the videos that we're gonna put as overlay, you can adjust the tension of it. On top of that, it has got true earth self-leveling feature. So here we can see we have about a 1 degree roll and about a 4.3 degree pitch. And so whenever you press that, it'll level in multiple points in multiple directions. So on this side, you'll notice the truck is almost sitting on the tire versus on the other side, it's at full level. That's really important when you're traveling off grid. Say you're at Mount Zion at the top of the canyon and you want to take a shower in the evening. If your truck is not self-leveled out, your water won't drain, your sink won't function correctly, and then if you have less than a quarter tank of fuel, your furnace won't function as well. So those are really crucial features that we thought through and designed that comes with every single one of our Expedition trucks. As we continue down the driver's side, you'll notice the side steps that we use. On this particular truck, we went the Go Rhino side steps. I personally like them because they have a rocker bar underneath. So whenever you're going over branches, logs, rocks, in the event that you take a really steep hilltop, that there will protect you from damaging your rocker molding. We do offer different styles of side steps that will be covered during your design process. You can do your design meeting virtually, or we can do it on site here. Another unique thing about the virtual design meeting, let's say you're traveling abroad or you're not able to come in for your design meeting, we can actually ship you a design box where you can touch, feel, and see these samples in person, and then we'll make you a design board to where you can see how this all comes together. Next, I want to cover that not only the pillars do we cover, the handles and every other component on the exterior that could potentially get damaged, it's all covered in adventure skin that's proprietary to 27 North. The way we were able to really cut down on a lot of the weight was we partnered with an actual yacht mold supplier that makes molds and plugs for actual luxury yachts, and we sat down with them and we were like sharing our vision, and they were kind of confused, and then I was like, guys, I want to build a yacht but on a truck. So just think an upside down yacht. And I remember the engineers and how their eyes lit up, and they were like, you should have just started with that. So yes, this is literally a yacht on top of a truck chassis. The weight reduction is crucial for, first and foremost, safety. Whenever you're thinking about brake time, acceleration time, control, if you ever have to swerve around something, if you're ever off-grid, off-roading, you want to make sure you're as light as possible. So being able to be almost 5,000 pounds lighter than our nearest competitor, being able to be, just think of it like an entire car weight less. That's the beauty of the 27North TR27 Expedition truck. In addition, the second thing that's really important about the shape that we did is the aerodynamics. So on the front cap, we mimicked the OEM chassis to where it not only aesthetically flows well, but it decreases the drag and increases the aerodynamic efficiency. So it helps with your fuel consumption. It gives you a more stable and comfortable ride in the events where it's really windy, to where you're driving and enjoying and creating memories and not white fist gripping the steering wheel worried that the wind's gonna blow you off the highway. In addition, that philosophy is carried down the side. So if you see all these angles, it was engineered to where it breaks the crosswind. So if you ever hit with strong crosswinds, unlike a traditional motorhome where it's just a box on a chassis, here it will actually break the crosswind and give you greater stability, paired with the liquid spring suspension that auto tenses based on the terrain and the climate that you're traveling in, gives you a really comfortable ride. Next, we have the cassette toilet. So we partnered with Thetford Cassette Toilet for this. The cool thing is it's a lockable lid. It's a removable 5-gallon cassette. The cool thing is it's got a handle and 2 little wheels. And so you can literally wheel it if you're at a rest area or historical national park and you have the outhouse there, you can go and dump it in the outhouse. I recommend bringing a water bottle with a little bit of soap or cleaner. You put it in here, swish it around, rinse it out. No sensors, no gauges, no places it can leak, and then hands-free in regards to bringing gloves or bringing a black hose like you would traditionally, or a gray hose. You don't need any of those components here. It's all turnkey. You can order replacements. I think they're like $80 on Amazon. So if you ever have it damaged, lost, or you're just ready to upgrade it, you're able to do that. And then the toilet is, you can see here, plumbed and electric. So you literally just press a button and it will flush on its own. Very low water usage on it. Next to that, we have the Truma diesel hot water heater and diesel furnace that's plumbed to your OEM tank and auxiliary tank. So with a full fuel tank, you can run it roughly 3,000 hours in the middle. If you're gonna run it on high, you got maybe 2,000 hours. And then if you run it like medium to low setting, let's say it's freezing cold outside and you have it at 65 degrees inside, I would say you're probably looking at 4,000 plus hours of run time. So you don't have to worry about it running out of fuel, because it does have that sensor built in. So if it's less than a quarter tank of fuel, it'll actually turn off. At that point, if you're really far off grid, you'll have enough fuel to get back, and then you also have a 48 volt AC so that you can turn that AC on. I know it sounds crazy, but whenever you turn on the AC, it's got a heating element built into it, a feature built into it, so you can run it off the electric to stay warm. In addition, it's got a really big oversized pass-through. You can turn on the heat in your truck. Then you have your stainless steel water fill. So one is to fill up your water tank. You can do 50 or 100 gallons on the truck, or you can do city hookup. So if you're ever at an RV park site, campsite at your house, at your grandchildren or kids' house, you can hook up to city water and always have water. This customer spec'd it out with exposed ones because it's a lot easier to screw on versus the ones that are built into the shell. However, we do offer lockable built into the shell fill as well. Next, we have the smart plug. I personally love the smart plug. I think it's an American innovation that's finest, especially in the RV industry, because it clicks in instead of the screw on. If you ever trip over the cable or you forgot to unplug it, it will yank off, so you don't have to worry about creating permanent damage. And then it's got built-in surge protection so that if you ever do have too much power going into it, you don't have to worry about it literally frying your system. In addition, we do offer an upgrade outlet. So if you're gonna do a lot of international traveling, I recommend the upgraded outlet that auto reduces or increases the power based on where you might find yourself. So if you're overseas and there's 220 or a lot of high power outlets, you plug it in, it'll actually reduce it. And finally, we have the pass-through storage compartment here. They are labeled which way is open, which way is closed. They have these hydraulic arms, so you don't have to worry about the wind hitting this down, or like traditional RVs holding it up with your shoulder, or the cheap little plastic mounts that oftentimes break. It also has got an automotive grade seal, so you're not worried about it leaking on you or getting torn up with the dust and whatever else you might find on your road, ice. Inside this compartment, we do have an outdoor shower. It is heated and cooled, so you can do hot or cold. The neat thing with the head that we use here is it's got two functions and a stop and start. So if you want more of like a pressure hose feature to wash down your bike, your skis, your boots, you can do that. And then if you just want to take a shower with you and your furry friends, you're able to do that as well. Another neat thing with the pass-through storage is we maximize all of your dead space. So there's literally not a cubic foot of dead space here. First dead space that we maximize that a lot of people really lose is underneath the dinette bench where your foot pedestal is. You have a full pass-through. So if you got skis, snowboards, fishing poles, a gun safe, camping chairs, those slide nicely into there. Then what I recommend for the pass-through, so that you don't have to like crawl into the middle, I recommend the black storage box with yellow lids. There's different brands out there that make really cool ones. That way you slide your tote out and then you can grab it here and pull your tote out and all of your accessories that are there. We also offer slide in and out feature. So if you want to do a slide in and out garage floor, that is an option for you as well. And then up here we have a really cool fly fishing rod holder that I will show you on the other side. Thank you so much for following along on the driver's side. If you'd like to learn more, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. It means the world to us when you subscribe and follow along on our journey. And if you find this video educational or entertaining, if you like it, I ask that you share it with a friend. And next up, we're gonna go to the back and I'll walk through all the cool features on the back side of the truck. Moving on to the back side, it's honestly a blank canvas, and that's why I love stepping into some of these design meetings, because our clients have some of the most creative ideas. So for one customer, we did a hydraulic motorcycle lift, which you can also do on the front bumper because it's got a built-in winch. So if you got a nice S1000R overlanding bike, you can mount it on the front with a hydraulic lift or in the back. You can do mountain bike bike racks. You can do so many cool things. I recommend the Kuat rear bumper bike rack because it's got a built-in rail to where you can drive your bike up on it. I know a lot of those e-bikes are really heavy, you know, 50, 60, 80 pounds, and it's got a built-in lock, so you can lock it, and the hitch locks to the rack as well. Your spare tire, it's built-in a winch. So the winch has two buttons on the bumper, so it's not exposed to climates. Your winch itself and synthetic cables all built into our in-house bumpers. That's right, we manufacture our bumpers here on site in Springfield, Missouri. The cool thing about our rear mounted winch plate is it's got safety bolts here holding the spare tire in place, and then a hydraulic jack inside, so if you ever have to use it, you can. But most times you're not going to be using it, so the winch is multi-purpose. The bumper is reinforced, and you can see here with two additional supports so that you can use it almost like a crane back here. So if you want to pull on a motorcycle, you can tow, so you can tow a boat, you can tow a car. That's a lot of really cool things you can tow here with your full-on towing package. Or if you want to pull out, you know, you're off-roading and you see a Jeep or you see a little bus stuck in the mud as you're traveling across South Africa, you can use your rear winch to actually pull other people out. That's how powerful this rear bumper setup is. We certify and rate it for up to 10,000 pounds of towing and over 2,500 pound tongue weight just in the back. Next to it, we have our outdoor kitchen that I'm gonna go into detail and showing you what's so cool about it. And so for the outdoor kitchen, it is covered in adventure skin, so you don't have to worry about it getting damaged. Stainless steel lockable handle. On the inside, we have two GFCI outlets, so if you're bringing a lot of cool outdoor accessories out here, you're able to plug them all in and run it from here. We don't do any exposed outlets because we learned that hard way, the salts and the dust and the ice really destroy it. And there's no sense in making extra penetrations in your monolithic carbon fiber vacuum infused shell. Here you have a mini fridge and freezer, 12 volt, wired to your habitat. In addition, we have a outdoor portable kitchen with cooktop. So this part slides open. And here you have this outdoor sink setup and an outdoor cooktop setup. We can also do really cool things like if you want to do a portable pizza oven or an outdoor propane grill, we can do all those accessories. This box is a blank canvas ready for you to be designed. Up top we have the awning, so we have a electric awning. We have a spoiler in the back. The spoiler is not just there for aesthetics. It was thoughtfully engineered to minimize drag. And in addition, the way we inset the design in the back, it minimizes the dirt and residue that builds up. It's really cool driving through some of these deserty areas. You'll see the spare tire and bumper and dust, but your rear window and cameras are nice and clean. We partner with Ghost Overland for your security system. They come in black, matte black, or stainless steel. 360 cameras, you can track it on your phone. You can track it inside the truck, giving you the ability to see on all sides of your truck. It's really handy whenever you're doing some crazy overlanding or off-roading. If you hear some noise at night, you can turn it on. Also has built-in night vision and thermal capabilities. In addition, we offer the sound package. The sound package comes with a full Wet Sounds audio system on the interior and exterior. We do 3 exterior speakers and it is loud. On the inside, we do 4 interior speakers, a subwoofer, a tuner, and a digital Wet Sound screen. It's all waterproof, so the drastic climates aren't going to destroy it. You can pressure wash them, and then they're completely sealed. Same with the head unit and the tuner. On the exterior here, so the roof comes with 2 big solar panels, and then there's an option here for portable solar panels. Whenever I travel, I bring portable solar panels with me because I don't like parking in the sun. So it's like you're parking in the sun to generate power, to run your AC to cool down your inside. We try to park in shaded area, and then we plug in our portable solar blanket and we'll throw it out in the sun and it will follow the sun. Moving on to the interior here, I told you I'd tell you about the fishing rod holder. So yes, it does have a built-in fishing rod holder. While a lot of our clientele I found recently are more fly fishermen, I grew up fishing with my dad and we're always, traditional fishing. I have a carbon fiber hand-built fishing rod here. If you've never built your own fishing rod, I recommend. It's an awesome experience. It's as cool as making your own flies for fly fishing. So yes, you have an awesome fly rod holder here. It comfortably fits up to 4 rods in the holder there. And so you can bring those, and then of course the pass-through underneath. On this side, you have access to all your accessories. So every truck comes with all the accessories that you'll need. So you got freshwater hose, you have a manual awning. So if you ever have issues with the awning, there's a manual rod for it to pull it in and pull it out. It comes with a built-in air compressor or portable air compressor if you go with the base model. It comes with an extra power cable and everything that you could possibly need. Some of the really cool accessories that are optioned out on our expedition trucks is a built-in electric drone hatch. So you can actually be traveling and on your iPad or your controller deploy a drone, and the drone will GPS track you as you're overlanding. It comes with a Garmin sat phone. That's crucial. We've all seen the videos of people off grid and the tire breaks or an axle goes out, something crazy happens and there's no cell service. So you have a Garmin sat phone with built-in Starlink. So you have connectivity essentially, or I should say almost anywhere in the world. Some other cool accessories that come with it is a built-in safe. We went with the Tuffy safe as a standard because it can disconnect. You can actually throw it in your backpack and go with you. So it can hold a handgun, some cash, some gold, your passports, documents, and then you can actually take it with you. If you're gonna go for like a 2-day inland trip or a bike ride or a boat ride, you take the little Tuffy safe with you in your bag. We can do custom gun safes. So this one I'll show you on the inside's got a really cool custom hand-built walnut shotgun holder. We can do hidden gun safe. So every truck comes with a hidden gun safe where nobody but the customer knows where it's at. But back here, as we wrap up, you got the EcoFlow system. So the EcoFlow system is the standard electrical system. We use it. Why we really like EcoFlow is it's a turnkey system with a wire harness, plug and play. So if you want to remove a battery, add a battery, 2 straps, unplugs, remove the battery. You can add more batteries. This one comes with 15 kilowatt hours. We can go up to 25 kilowatt hours, and then standard it comes with 10 kilowatt hour batteries. They're 5 kilowatt hours each. 48 and 12 volt, turnkey, one system, all your controllers, all your modules, your inverter, converter, unplug it, plug it in. It's a really cool and sophisticated system. Comes with a built-in app, so you can control everything from your app or the central command center that's right above the door that we'll hit next. And finally, before we go on to the inside, I just want to point out our windows and 360 lighting. So windows, standard is an Arctic Tern poly window. The reason we use that as the base window is it's very lightweight and it's got a really high thermal rating with built-in blinds and shades in it, or built-in blinds and screen, excuse me. We also offer outbound windows and infinity windows that are both glass, double pane. So if you're worried about it getting scratched up, on my personal truck, I did a 3M film because for me, having that insulation rating was so much more important than having a glass. And then with that 3M film on that poly, it's phenomenal. But if you're really set on glass, we can do glass windows all around and 360 lighting. So we have actual real overlanding 360 lighting. You press a button and it lights up almost like this aurora ring around your truck. We noticed that if it's really dark, you get about 40 feet of light. So when I say it's bright, it's really bright. And then you have the option to add rocker lighting as well. Next, we're gonna jump on to the inside of the cab portion first on the truck, and I'm gonna walk you through some features there. And then finally, we're gonna finish up with the interior. On the interior of the truck, it comes fully loaded. So whether you go with the Ram or the Ford, you have all the same features. So you got the big screen with Apple Play, CarPlay, wireless or remote charging with all your plugs here, multiple cup holders, just so much here. It's probably easier for me to put a link into Ram or Ford giving you the full multi-hour walkthrough. But when I say it's loaded, it's loaded. You got a rear view camera, so you can either have by pushing the button down and just seeing the rear view seat, or when you go up, it's digital. And so if you're towing behind or you just want to be able to see what's behind you, you can have a digital rear view mirror camera running at all times. Your liquid spring control panel is here, 4x4. High-low is here, remote start. It's got a built-in heater for your oil pan. So if you're gonna be somewhere very, very cold and you're not gonna run your truck, I do recommend plugging it in. You can also bring an extension cord and plug it into the back, your habitat, to where it keeps your diesel fuel and oil from gelling up. Premium audio system. Seats stock come with black. We can do a cat skin wrap with either the 27North logo, your last name, a company name. We can customize the seats. And then same thing with extra accessories. So we do RAM mounts. We can do additional navigation, an iPad mount. I know whenever I travel, I do the iPad up here to where it controls everything for me from the front seat here. If we're approaching a campsite, I'll have the EcoFlow app on my iPad. It's also linked up to your truck, so you can log into the EcoFlow app on your truck and turn on your heater, your light back there, so that whenever you get to wherever you're going, you got hot water and climate control ready to go, so you can hop into the shower. In the back, we have a bench seat that folds down to where you have a full passenger, or we can do a dog kennel, we can do storage with one captain seat. So if you don't ever see yourself traveling with 5 passengers, or I should say 4 passengers, and you as the driver, 5 people, we can do one captain seat in the back and then a dog kennel or a dog bed. I also recommend if you're traveling with pets, make sure you have a harness or a certified kennel bolted to the frame. Safety first, especially for your furry friends. And finally, and probably my favorite part of the walkthrough, we're gonna go into the habitat and see all the cool features of our living space. On the interior of the TR27 with the Ascender package, you'll notice something really unique. You have the walnut cabinetry, the quartz countertops, the Corian shower, and so much more. But I'm gonna start off with what comes standard on every single TR27, and that is your aluminum walls and your high glass aluminum ceilings. What's so unique about that is that they don't stain, They don't absorb odors. They don't hold pet hair. So after about 2 months of traveling, you can wipe it all down with Clorox wipes and be good to go. You get either your choice of birch cabinets with the Formica finish, to where they are scratch resistant, waterproof, and so many other cool benefits of that I covered in another video that you can find a link below. You can do aluminum cabinetry. That's my personal favorite. The aluminum cabinetry, steel toe boots, you kick it, very pet friendly, very industrial, very utilitarian. I think it's a lot lightweight as well. So if you're speccing it out and you're trying to decide the pros and cons, that's laid out there for you. I have another video on the VOG walkthrough where I talk about the pros and cons of wood versus aluminum cabinetry. And then of course you can do the Ascender package, which includes all walnut finish. So we have a solid handmade walnut tabletop here on an electric leg. The back converts into a queen size bed. We have the glass front, tempered glass fronts. You can do a see-through like this customer spec'd it out. You can do a frosted glass, or my personal favorite is the solid walnut slab doors. Those are phenomenal. They do come with built-in, so you can do like plate holders, cup holders, knife collection. We can either do a 27North branded kit during your design process, or any other kit out there that you personally like. We can spec out and custom create holders for it as well. In addition, you get to select the fit and finish of your hardware and plumbing accessories. So here, customer spec'd it out to bronze and matte black. Those are the two top popular colors. So I'm gonna start on the sink side and work my way around. So here, the galley or the sink cabinet, sink base is standard size on all of our TR27s. Here, the customer went with a built-in sink. So this cover comes out. This flips around and creates a nice little area to drain and dry your hardware whenever you wash it. The faucet slides in and out and creates additional storage. All of our sinks have this really cool feature, a built-in basket. So whenever you're washing it, it doesn't clog up your drain and doesn't build up bacteria. I recommend, if you're traveling full-time, not to have odor buildup, an organic soap or even a Dawn dish soap, if you use Dawn dish soap, to run it through, I would say at least once a week. I would take about a 2-liter bottle of warm water with soap and just run it through all your pipes so it doesn't build up bacteria and create odors. In addition, this customer went with a nozzle here that washes his cups and his awesome cup collection. Standard, you'd get a black sink. It is a residential sink, so you're not worried about it getting crammed. All of our TR27s comes with a built-in power station. So here you have USB, USB-C, and regular 120 outlets. Down here you have drawers on the right side, and then a microwave. We do the convection microwave air fryer all in one. We can also do a pizza oven or any other appliance that you use. If you don't use appliances, we can do additional storage for you. The space that we lose, so a lot of times people say, but Pavel, your guys' TR27 is only 25 feet long, and I say yes, that's the whole point. Is it's the length of an adventure van, a Sprinter 170, and then we build it on the shortest wheelbase, so you're able to actually use it what it's designed for. So those 3 feet that we lose that a lot of the competition has, we make up here with this extension. So you have the extension here where you can do a portable induction cooktop, which is standard on all our TR27s, or we can do a built-in induction cooktop here. We also offer the Invisa porcelain cooktop, to where you just set your pot or your pan and it automatically heats up on your cooktop. So those are the 3 options you can have for cooktop. So that space that we lose on not being as long as a traditional or an old school expedition truck, we make up here with this extension on this side. And then we sat and brainstormed, like, that's really the only space you need is for that cooktop. Everything else is extra or wasted space that hinders you from really pushing yourself to the limits of what you're able to explore. In the back is a U-shaped dinette. On the Ascender package, you get a premium leather with the diamond stitching. What I really like about it is I'm 6 foot tall, and you can see here I can put my feet up and still have plenty of space. So this is kind of my natural area. I have my laptop here. I'm able to kick my feet up and work. You press a button and this tabletop lowers, and this converts into a queen size bed. My wife recently had ACL surgery, so when we're traveling, it's a little bit harder for her to climb in the cab over king size bed that we'll cover in a moment. So we're sleeping back here most times. You have power outlets, USB and USB-C in the back all around. You got a TV. You have your Ghost Global Security System accessible there. For your lights and stuff, you don't always have to get up. Remember, you have an iPad and or your cell phone where you can control the lights. We have cameras all around, so if you hear something outside, you don't have to run outside each time. You can pull it up on your phone or comfortably see it from where you're probably going to spend most of your time is back here. In addition, we have under cabinet lights, windows 180 degree all around, so you can catch the sunset like we are here tonight with a nice breeze. The windows come with built-in blackout shades that pull down, both on our Arctic turn window and the outbound glass windows that we use, and then a screen here allowing you to keep your windows open and to prevent all those mosquitoes. That's another thing that is big on those bugs. In the event that you do get in the evening, let's say a lot of mosquitoes or bugs in here, the air fan on the top is so powerful that if you close all of your doors and windows and turn on your fan, it'll actually suck those bugs up into the fan. That's how powerful it is. You have a TV, smart TV. We can also do an Apple screen back here if you're going to be working remote a lot. We also partner with base case screen, so you've probably seen it on our social media. We can do dual monitors here. This space is also customizable in the event that you want to do a desk, so we can do a U-shaped dinette with a desk, a working station. We did one, it was really cool. She's a painter, and so we did a paint station there where she's got a big board and she's able to paint and look out the windows. It's really a blank canvas back here as well. The third option that we offer back here is you lose your upper cabinets, but we can do a lift bed back here. So if you're traveling with a lot of people, we can do a lift bed. Underneath the lift bed, we can do portable cabinets. So when I say blank canvas, it's really a blank canvas. Working your way down here, you have an isotherm fridge freezer combination. So this is the upgraded option. Standard, it'll come with the isotherm 110, so it's a little bit slimmer than that. And then if you're going to go off-grid for a very long period of time, we're talking, you want to see off-grid for over a month, I recommend a portable freezer in addition to the freezer drawer there. And then we have a 3-drawer isotherm fridge and freezer option. That way you can bring a lot of frozen foods with you. Another option is dry foods. So we supply a Canadian brand, and we also have a US brand that makes the dry meals. And those dry meals, I've had them, they're actually pretty good, so that's an option too. If you don't want to bring a lot of frozen food and that's something that worries you, how do I stay off grid for over a month, we'll have an entire other video on food. Keep an eye out for that. Next to that, you have a built-in pantry. The built-in pantry gives you room and storage for a lot of really cool things. So if you're bringing wetsuits, if you're bringing snowboarding or ski outfits, you're able to store it all there. In addition, we can do a built-in 15 gun safe. That's an option for you. Where I'm sitting underneath, per the customer's request, I'm not going to show it in detail, but it is a custom handmade walnut shotgun storage area. So we can get really creative in your design meeting on how you want to spec and design it. And up next and final part of the walkthrough, I'm going to show you the shower and bathroom and the cab over portion. For the wet bath Ascender edition, you get a nice glass door. We can go as far as frosted, see-through. We can etch your last name in the door. With the bronze handles, the bronze hinges, these are yacht grade, so they can handle the bouncing up and down off-road without breaking. A latch that locks it, and then a seal that seals it, so you don't have to worry about it leaking. You see here, you have your cassette toilet. You have a light-up mirror. You have a window, a fan, so if you're going to take a little bit steamier of a shower, you can use the fan. If it's nice, you can open the window. The cassette toilet here that's plumbed, and then in this particular case, for it being the Ascender package, please don't judge us for it. It does have a built-in bidet with the toilet as well, so you have dual shower nozzles. We can do other accessories and features in it. A lot of times we leave it for the customer for like the waterproof toilet holder and other cool features of the wet bath. And finally, moving on to the cab over king size bed. So we have a ladder here. Why we went with this particular ladder is you don't have to store it and pull it out. And each time you're pulling in and storing it, you're damaging something. However, we do have the slide-in ladder option here. So if you need a bigger step, we can do that. And my personal favorite thing about it is the 42 inches of headroom. So I am 6 foot tall. And I can sit up. So I can crisscross, I can sit up on the headboard, I can work on my computer. Many times when you wake up in the morning, you want to stretch, And I feel like the traditional habitats that I've been in and traveled in, you kind of have to crawl in and out, and you can't sit up straight, especially for those of us that have a tall spine. You have access to your controls here. On both sides, you have access to your light switch, your skylight. You get a nice breeze here. Windows on both sides, the screens and blackout shades as well. Outlets on both sides. The outlets do have USB, USB-C, and regular 120 volt with storage. Your Truma hot water heater and furnace. You got furnace vents here and on the driver's side as well to make sure that hot air flows here. With the AC, you got a vent that blows directly back here, and being such a thermally insulated capsule, that AC is enough to keep the entire habitat nice and cool in the evenings or the days that are really hot. Traditionally, we do a memory foam mattress. We also offer a Tempur-Pedic mattress, so if you have some back issues, we can swap out the mattress for you. Again, 6 foot tall. I think I've said that like 3 times now, but I can lay this way and that way. You have a secondary TV up here. We can also do an iPad mount. I've noticed a lot of customers, when they spec theirs out, they just watch off their iPad or laptop. So we'll do an iPad or laptop stand up here instead of the TV. And finally, behind me, we have the leather headboard with built-in speakers. The reason we put so much thought in engineering the sleeping area up here is we wanted it to be like a sleeping pod, to where you have adequate heat, adequate airflow. So you have 3 different options for airflow. You have a non-toxic, non-adhesive leather headboard, and then your aluminum wall and high gloss ceiling, providing you a clean sleeping air environment. Most of us are going to spend a third of our lifetime sleeping, so whether you're working remotely and or traveling for leisure, creating memories, a good night's rest is crucial. And that's why we've engineered and spent so much time just thinking this area out, whether it's the thickness and density of the mattress or the natural walnut or plywood side stands that we use here. Every piece was designed to ensure that you get a good night's rest. With all that to say, we would be honored to provide you with a once-in-a-lifetime demo of our expedition trucks and adventure vans. You can reach out to us on our website, the 27North, where you'll find an awesome merch store with all sorts of accessories that you can purchase for your first adventure, and then get in touch with our team. We'd love to put you up for the weekend at a local lake, campsite, or even top of the rock where you can play some golf and see what it's like to firsthand travel in an industry-leading expedition vehicle.